I'm not happy today. But you people say that I'm always not happy. Even producer said I'm always not happy. But this one is a special unhappiness. I'm not happy today. The Nigerian team and what they're dealing with in Libya right now, what has been done to them in Libya is a disgrace. And I don't know, how are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling irritated, disgusted, annoyed, everything. And the annoying part is seeing some Nigerians trying to be woke, saying, "Oh, Libya is that's
It's
bullshit."
for clicks. Yes.
It's bullshit.
It's disappointing.
I'm seeing some reputable people. I'm not going to mention any names, but if you are supporting what the Super Eagles are going through for any
Or even
reason,
defending it.
or trying to defend it,
Or rationalizing
it makes
it.
no sense.
Doesn't.
It makes no sense. Now, they're less than 24 hours to a game, and these guys are in no condition to play.
Yes.
These are professional athletes. They are in no condition to play. I can assure you that if they play that game,
At
expect
least
nothing
half
less
players
than
will be injured.
2 or 3 injuries.
If not
5.
more, because
If they don't injure now, in the
You
next
can tell.
week, they will injure.
Yeah.
So it's just...
If you've ever been stranded in an airport and had to spend even 5 hours in an airport or 6 hours, you will know how long it takes you to even recover.
Especially in North Africa.
You get
it's
to
just
even
very
recover
bad.
from that.
It's sad to see it. First off, don't even talk about the story. No matter anybody wants to paint it right, because people will talk about, okay, what about the ones that happened to Libya? Libyans had planned this thing. It was a well-planned act. We are coming to Nigeria. Why did you go and land in Port Harcourt? They cleared for you in Uyo, and then you called the federation. They are coming to Port Harcourt. Okay,
And
they
they
still
called
made
you.
arrangement for you. They got there,
Said no, they
entered
didn't
our
want to
bus. He
use
said,
our
no,
bus.
you get your bus. You just, and if you look at it, and that's how they showed that it was well planned.
Yeah.
Then they went to Uyo, and they had even the Libyan. There's a Libya publication that had already stated that they were going to do these things to Nigeria.
Yeah.
They even explained it. 6 hours they'll keep us, but this time they even extended it more than that.
It's more than
And
12,
it's
14 hours.
A show of lack on sportsman behavior from CAF, and this is not the first time it's happening, especially for the North Africans. I feel they are well pampered by CAF, and CAF needs to understand that it's
And
it's
there's
a confederation.
precedence.
Yes,
And every time they get away with it.
they always get
when
to.
this
They've
is
done it to our club before. They did
Yeah,
it to
they've done it to
Eyimba.
Eyimba, they've done it to
In
Rivers
2021,
United.
they did it to Eyimba when they played against Al Ittihad. Eyimba
Yeah.
won them here in Nigeria 2-0. They went to Libya to play. Libya refused them air clearance. They then had to go to Tunisia because of COVID-19 protocols. It just did not make sense. Eyimba stayed there, slept in the airport, and then had to travel to Nigeria, only for CAF to still rule in favor of Libya, that they should play
Those
the
are
game.
the issues.
Eyimba could not come back. They had a walkover.
And
They
Asab
gave him
Benghazi did the same thing to Rivers.
They give them 3 points.
Rivers had to train
Three
in the
goals,
night.
3
Yeah,
goals.
they trained in the
Just had
night
it
with
and go.
phones, torchlights and all.
It is so sad to
disgusting,
see.
man.
No matter how it is, but then you have to look at it. How can you divert an airplane from
That's about to
Benghazi
land.
to another one? Okay, let them have good conditions. These are players from reputable clubs.
Yeah.
If anything
No
happened to
food,
them,
no
yes, I
water.
understand there are security people there, but you are already taking away their human rights, freedom of movement. Like, it just doesn't make sense that later we'll say we should come and support Africa. Like, it's even difficult for us as Nigerians to travel to some African countries.
Yeah.
But if you're a European with your UK visa, you can move anywhere. So what is even really there in
Like I
CAF
said, this is
to
one
celebrate?
of the reasons why I don't mean to be that guy, but this is one of the reasons why we are backward in African football. I
Yeah.
promise you that if
This
it's
should not
about
be
if it's about quality
We
of
have it.
players, the
all
difference
these
between European and
shenanigans.
African football is not so far off. If it's
Yeah.
in terms of quality, they are better than us, but it's not that far off. But you see, what makes us far behind is things like this.
You can never see this kind of thing in Nations League.
If
That
you,
someone
want, if you want to
The
intimidate,
sanctions
if you want to
will
intimidate
fall hard.
your opponent, intimidate them with your fan atmosphere. When they get to the stadium,
That's how you do it.
Crowd them up, swallow them up with your chants.
That's the point of home advantage. Home
Intimidate
advantage
them
is
on the
not
pitch, not
that
all
you will not
this.
give them food and
No,
water.
Yes.
nothing even.
No matter what you want to say happen in Nigeria, even if you don't believe the reality of what we're saying, if you think that it is okay to keep footballers in an airport for 12 hours
Without access to
without
food.
food, water,
Nothing.
to
That's-
deny the crew from the plane, the Nigerians in the crew from even being able to get hotels to stay in, forcing them to come back and be sleeping on the plane. Because AFCON tweeted this.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
In what world is this acceptable?
And you will know that for Ekong to
Come
have
on,
tweeted
there's
that,
no-
it must have gotten
and
to
the
the
funny thing
press.
is that I think CAF in its own is not proactive. CAF is too slow with the way they do things. There is no way you say they've not been seeing that message because this
They
was from
know,
yesterday
they are
night
aware, because from
till
yesterday
this
night-
point. Come on, the internet.
They've not
There's
issued
no
it.
way.
The funny thing is
you don't
that
have
even
to wait.
foreign media have released articles about this,
it already.
and CAF are yet to issue a single statement.
Now the current they want to like it. Don't. I just feel at some point there needs to be a big statement, and if it has to be from Nigeria, so be it. There's no need to play that game.
I'll
we
go
cannot even
on to
reschedule
say,
it.
I'll go on to say that without, let's say we lose 3 points, we'll still qualify.
Yeah. Plus, I don't even.
And if you
We'll
want to
still
even,
There's a
qualify.
point
Yeah,
in
there's a
everything
point where
that I
we
don't care about
We
the
don't
points.
We don't-
And I've
that's
said
the
this
thing.
before.
Matter.
I've said this before in relation to like a racism incident that involved my club, where the players actually walked out, and then the league came to threaten them that they must play the match or else sanction them. And for me, in that situation, I'm not going back out to play. You will sanction me.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
Some
Give
things
them
are
the
big-
3
some
points.
things
Some
are
things
bigger
are
than
bigger than
football.
football. This is
Especially for
another
this
case
way
like
bigger.
that.
Like,
This is another case like that. Let them have the 3 points. If you want to sanction us, so tell us that we should not. Please bring the sanctions. We'll eat it up. But to tell us that we should have to compete in those circumstances and deal with that and accept that nonsense, that's ridiculous now.
it's just the confidence from their end. And even let's even remember that game against Libya. If it was in Europe, that goalkeeper should have gotten a red card.
He would have
Because-
gotten a red
Yeah.
card.
They kept wasting time. I understand the referee was lenient. He kept warning him, and then you could see it was like an approach that they have already planned. Because when they
Yes,
considered,
because from
everyone
all the
became
antics,
active.
from all the antics that we
It just
saw
doesn't
from
make
them
sense.
here, it's not a surprise that we're seeing this. But even us now, wildest imaginations, we didn't think that they could go this far.
No, I knew it was great. I knew because we've had many issues, but I
Yeah.
never saw them taking it to this length.
This length, because it's a national
Because when
team.
we first saw the story, we're like, okay, we understand they'll keep people
They'll
there for
do-
some
they'll do
hours.
some shenanigans.
But almost half a day, if not more, people
For
are
what?
still
Rejecting a Haba.
no
And
clearance.
for me, I want to see solidarity from other countries as well, not just us that are affected. Because the other people that are going to play against Libya in World Cup qualifiers and these AFCON qualifiers in their country, you have to be thinking to yourself, what if this happens to us as well? Everybody has to stand up and say, you know what, all of us, we are not going to Libya to play.
And that way CAF will be forced.
Yes.
And CAF
Because
needs
if it's
to
just
show-
one country, you can be bullied.
Yeah.
But if everybody stands and says, you know what, all of us who have decided that we are not playing there anymore, because it could literally be you.
You know,
tomorrow.
the funny thing about it is that, yes, we understand that it's the North Africans that have the facilities to host tournaments for African competition. Let's say we have the AFCON. Now, Morocco will always come to the rescue mission. But CAF needs to understand that other federations too have an input.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot just keep making someone look like the bride of a continent. It just doesn't make any sense. It's tiring.
the
and I
point
feel for
of-
Eyimba, because Eyimba will still play in Libya and Benghazi in the
And
group
they will have
stages.
to, they will
and
face
they will go
the,
through this.
the consequences of.
They will go
They
through.
will-
Even we have Libyan,
be
we have
extended
players
there.
in Libya. Hopefully, nothing happens. It doesn't extend beyond
Beyond
this.
this.
That's the hope. But it's not nice that when we talk about sports, that should be a
In-
global
it's
language.
Just
Like
football at
it's,
the end of the day.
we always say football without violence. Like yes,
It's
it's
just
not with
football at the
physical
end of
thing,
the
but this is
day.
violence. You are taking away
This
people's.
is what gets me so
human
much.
rights.
Like, it's just football at the end of the day. What if you?
Did you see
lose?
that
What if you
boss?
don't qualify? This guy says.
It's Sakaba boss now.
Boniface.
But that's the Sakaboso. That's that movie.
Yeah,
It's
imagine
just
putting a whole Ballon d'Or nominee in
I-
that
Hey.
kind of boss.
Ah,
Hey.
no respect.
the next African footballer of the year.
He's going to win it
He's
now.
going to win it now.
See, we see the boss they put him inside.
No, he refused to enter. They told him
Even
to
GIG boss. GIG boss is more comfortable than that
By
boss now.
far.
Come on, even
Calm,
Bra.
calm.
They're better than that team.
Yes,
so-
10
now.
times now.
So what's that?
It's ridiculous.
And imagine, and there's no way for them to even stretch their legs in that kind of ball.
Yes. So everything
Nothing
everything is very
works in
deliberate.
favour.
Everything that they've done to the players to this
And
point,
with
very
boats to them,
deliberate.
for them to get back to Benghazi, it's going to take them like 3
3
hours.
hours.
3 hours,
3
yeah.
hours.
So after waiting
Then
so
you
hours,
then
So they more or less
players not
wasted
play.
about 17 hours of their
their
time.
time. And no internet either for long periods, no food, no drink. Come on.
It's just I think there's no need.
Something needs to
there's
change.
no need to play the game.
This
If we
is
are
the
to
reason
play it,
why-
then it should be in a neutral venue
Yeah.
because it doesn't look.
This is
but
the
not
reason
now.
why me,
They have to
I'm a
reschedule
very
it, and
big
that's
fan
difficult.
of setting a deterrent. Always. If they had come down hard on them for what they did to Eimba or what they did to
They will know that they
Rivers
shouldn't try this
United,
again.
Exactly. You know that you are risking, but if you know that you can do this, get away with it, and get 3 points, and the other team will have to suffer for it.
And
you are
to see
incentivized to keep doing
how they
it.
planned it, where they make sure that they arrange their own well, like when coming, so that it will look very bad.
Yes,
That whenever it
orchestrated it, all
'cause
those
in the end,
pictures and everything. They knew
in
what
the
they were
end,
doing.
in front of the disciplinary committee is your evidence that matters.
They knew
So, you
what they
see,
were
so
doing.
they already planned it well. The captain kept talking about the poor treatment, but these are people that offered you a hand on friendship. And for Nigeria, we don't even come for other countries. It's our federations we go for, or
yes.
the players if we lose a game.
And we don't treat anybody anyhow.
At all. I
They
think
don't
that
do
one
that.
of
Player.
the-
Defeated
that one-
Nigeria
fine.
3-1.
In fact, one thing about Nigerians I know is that we treat
Treat
outsiders
foreigners
better
better.
Yes.
than we will treat our own
See,
selves.
Central African Republic have beaten us here.
No true that beat us here. That beat us in his country.
In-
Then we came here.
It was even a neutral venue. It was in
Yeah,
Cote
and then he
d'Ivoire.
came here. No one even
And
bothered anything.
the reception was
Even
beautiful.
South Africa, that will come maybe a rival in a way.
South Africa,
They
even South
landed
Africa, we don't
peacefully.
treat Cameroon. You come, we know we have that arrogance as
painful.
Nigerians that see no matter who you are, if you come to Nigeria, we can beat you and beat you well. We don't need to do shenanigans, make you sit down somewhere for 12 hours before we feel like we can beat you. And with all due respect, should I even be giving respect at this point after what has been done to us? But with all due respect, Libya is not a country we need to do shenanigans
Nah.
for.
People that have 1 point.
They are not a force in football.
They have 1 point. What are we dragging with them?
Anyway, so
It's
I
not
know
that
I know
good.
if we keep on ranting, we'll rant for about 5 hours. But unfortunately, I mean, that's where we are going to just have to, call it quits for now. I can see that emotions are still boiling, and rightly so, because this is unacceptable at this level of football, at any level of football, actually. It is unacceptable. And of course, to our viewers out there, this is a very sad incident that we at Betting Expert Nigeria, we are never in support of this. Either Nigeria doing this to anybody or...
Yes.
or
If it was Nigeria doing
we
this,
would
we are
say
the
this is
ones.
our same stance. This is
We are the
going to
ones
be
that will
our
come
same
out to
stance.
say this is
We'll come out to
nonsense.
say this as well. So we are not supporting this in any way. Yeah, so we at Betting Expert Nigeria, we are not in support of this. If reverse were to be the case and it were to be Nigeria doing this, we'll come out here
Very, very
and
well.
still say the
Definitely.
same thing. We are not two-sided in any way. We are just standing for what is right and what makes sense, what is logical. This was supposed to be a video where we give you, preview to the game, give you our predictions, give you our best betting tips, but that is out of the cards at the moment. It doesn't even make sense because as it stands, there is a strong chance that this game might not hold. So it makes zero sense for us to come here and ignore what is going on,
Yeah.
the welfare of these players, and start talking tips, and it makes no sense. So this video just automatically changed because due to what our players are going through in Libya. And once again, we are saying we are standing with the Super Eagles players, and we are calling on CAF to issue a statement, and not just a statement, they should take serious action on this, because this cannot be allowed to continue happening in African football. It is a wrong precedent for African football, and it should not be allowed to fly. And on that note, we are going to have to wait and see what happens to our Super Eagles players, but we are hoping they will come out fine from this and everything will work in their favor. Until we come your way next time, stay calm.
It should just be safe. Safety is important.
Yeah, of course.
Come back home.
3 points.
Of course.